We appreciate everybody coming out for this farewell ceremony at McLaughlin Elementary School. We're going to go ahead, we're going to start the program and ask Pastor Randy to come at this time.
Good afternoon. And I ask you to join me in a word of prayer. You who are wisdom and the source of all knowledge, we thank you for those people who are gathered here today. And we thank you for this place, McLaughlin Elementary. We thank you for the students who have passed through these halls, for teachers and staff who have given of their time and their energy and their knowledge to invest in the lives of young people. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to gather. We pray that as we spend time now remembering those things that have taken place here, that we will remember the good times that were shared. We pray for whatever may be in this building in the future, that it will continue to be a place where young people can learn, that it will be a place that will continue to draw this community together. Again, we pray and ask you to continue to pour out your knowledge upon us. In your name, amen.
At this time, we're going to ask all of our staff, past and present, our teachers, to come forward and just come to the front as we do our flower tribute. As we place our consorges on the staff here at McLaughlin Elementary School has done such an outstanding job in our neighborhood, and we just want to tell them thank you.
Surrounded this school over the years with their love and their care, and to let you know what a fine group of young people you put together for this community, and that even though we're leaving a smaller building, it's a big world, and every part of it is for the children that come from McLaughlin Elementary. So this is for all of you.
At the end here, we have Mrs. Curtis. Mrs. Curtis is our kindergarten teacher. We have Coach Sherrod and Elijah, who are our lunch aides. We have Miss Barbine, Mrs. Charity, Mrs. Cribbs, who is our kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Kempster, who is our first grade teacher, Mrs. Kalo, who taught our fifth grade here for several years, Mrs. Chittenden, who is our third grade teacher, Mrs. Ugansky, who is our second and third grade split teacher. Mrs. Ugansky is our second grade teacher. We have our janitor, Todd. Next to Todd, we have Mrs. McBride, who was our fifth grade teacher. Mrs. Shockey, who taught third grade here for so many years. She's now our pre-K teacher. We have Mrs. Laura Haralder. She is our math specialist. We have Mrs. Bloom. Next to her is Mrs. Colburn, our first grade teacher, Mr. Jeremy, who is a classroom assistant, and last but not least, our principal, Mrs. Benjamin. Oh, and I'm sorry. These are our grandmas. Our school cannot function without our grandmas.
How do I say goodbye to us? we had. Good times that made us laugh, outweigh the bad. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Everyone should have a carnation, and we're going to just ask everyone to come to the table to put your carnation in the vase. It's your way of saying goodbye to McLaughlin, and thank you to all the memories that we've had here so far. We can start with our teachers. At this time, we're going to have our speaker come forward, Mr. Paul D. Horn. Mr. D. Horn was a former student here at McLaughlin Elementary School, and he was the principal here, I believe, for 14 years. Mr. D. Horn.
Thank you. It's true, I was a student here. In fact, I attended McLaughlin School for 20 years. Now, when I told that to one of the students that I was here for 20 years, she said, "You must have been the biggest kid in the school." And the boy standing next to her said, "I'll bet you were shaving by the time you hit 6th grade." Well, it didn't take me that long to get through. By the way, McLaughlin was a K-6 building back then, but I was here only 7 years as a student, and I did spend 13 more years as a principal. And these were wonderful years. They weren't consecutive. I didn't continue on as principal, but and neither did I start my experience at McLaughlin when the school began, because if you think about it, McLaughlin School had its beginning in 1883. Now that was before my time, believe it or not, but that was 129 years ago that McLaughlin existed. Right where we're seated, as a matter of fact, the old building sat right where the gymnasium is, and the first building was called the Ransom Street School. And a little bit later, it was renamed McLaughlin Elementary School in honor of David McLaughlin, who was on the Board of Education for about 25 years. He served at the same time Charles Hackley did on the Muskegon School Board. So that's a little bit of the history here, but there was another first for McLaughlin School, and that is behind us, over here in the playground, right at the corner of Gyrot, there was a freestanding building. Probably the whole building was no larger than this gymnasium, but it was a kindergarten, and it was built in 1884, and all kindergartners went through that building first and then moved on to the larger building, which sat in this location. Now, if you ever wondered why did they build this school in an L shape, they built it while this school was still in session, right here. And one of the pictures in your program shows that. On the back side of your program, you'll see that the old building, which was, well, I really want to call it a 3-story building, because there were classrooms in the basement as well as the first and second floor. And if you wanted to go to a first floor class, you had to climb a flight of stairs to get to the first floor. And then it had other nice things about it. You've seen the buildings with the fire chutes. There was a big fire chute on the side of the building, and on weekends, a lot of the students liked to climb up the fire chute and slide down. That was not to be done, but a few students back then did that kind of thing, believe it or not. I would never think of that, of course. The building that we're in now, this building, along with the gymnasium, was finished in 1955. And then 20 years later, an addition was put on across Ransom Street. So the street was closed, the hallway was extended, and we had a new addition. So there were several changes to this school over the years, and to what it is today. It still is a very fine structure, and it's too bad that at least in the near future it's not going to continue to be used as a school, but it has served this community very well. I want to tell you that McLaughlin School has really been a special part of my life, and that of my family as well. Just for your information, my father immigrated to the United States back in the early 1900s. And this was the first school he attended. Not this building, of course. It was the old 3-story building. And then after my father attended, my brothers and sisters attended as well. So I was the last of 5 children to go through McLaughlin School. And another point of information for you, my family lived on Grand Avenue, right near the Evergreen Cemetery. 291 East Grand was our address for many, many years. And that's where I lived until I went off to college. So this is a really important part of my life, the school, the community, and I've enjoyed it for a long time. I might point out another thing. I happen to be, fortunately, I was principal of McLaughlin School in 1983, which was the 100-year anniversary of the existence of the school. And we had a real celebration at that time for the 100 years. So you can see that, to me, the time at McLaughlin was a great time. My love for this school and community has remained strong. And the thing is, I know for many of you, today is a sad day because it's a day of goodbyes. But you know, it's an exciting day too, because life is all about change and it's all about opportunity. We take the opportunities that come our way. And for many of you, you'll be moving on to a different location, a different school. But one of the good things is that you will remain a part of Muskegon Public Schools. I'm a product of Muskegon Public Schools, and I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. I'm really a proud graduate of Muskegon High School. And I'm confident that someday the children that are in here will be able to say the same thing. I wish each of you a most successful future.
I have been here, as I'm proud to wear on my shoulder, on my sleeve, 25 years. And this was my second year of teaching when I came to McLaughlin. I taught my first year for Muskegon Public Schools at Marquette, and then I moved over to McLaughlin, and I've been here ever since. So yes, I have a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this place, and I shall miss it, but this I know for sure. I know that we have prepared these children to walk proud and be proud out there, and I'm sorry, they are going to do a great job. Everywhere we ever took our kids, people would say to us, "Are you in a private school? These children behave so well." And I know that these children at McLaughlin are going to be like that forever and ever, because the staff at the school put so much love to these kids, and parents that helped us nurture these children to do their personal best. And they are truly respectful, excellent in attitude, diligent, and safe, like our little red song says. I also know that 2 years ago, when I was a third grade teacher, Mrs. Chittenden and I created 41 canoes that we released up in the UP. These are canoes that each child made, and we released them up in the Upper Peninsula in Lake Superior, and 21 of them were released at the Sioux Locks, and so far over 20 of them have been found and put back into the water, and they all say McLaughlin School on them. And there's a website and there's a phone number, and so the canoes are being found. In fact, I think this was a sign yesterday, after a year and a half, we have not heard of any canoes. And all of a sudden yesterday I went home and there was a message on my answer machine, and it said, "We found a canoe at Sault Ste. Marie." So they're still out there. McLaughlin will live on. And not only is that canoe still in Michigan, we have 2 canoes. One is in Egypt. Yes, if you can imagine. Up in Lake Superior, there are a lot of, what are those guys called in those little boats? The kayakers. They come from all over the world and they kayak in Lake Superior. And they took a canoe they found, took it home to Egypt, and let it go in the Red Sea. So it's over there floating around as well. And then, not only is McLaughlin over there, McLaughlin is also in New Zealand. Canoe number 41, which happened to be my granddaughter's canoe, was found 2 years ago in Australia. Again, it was taken probably from a kayaker and then released over there. So McLaughlin School will be around for a long, long time, floating around somewhere in the world. Now, they're not just here in Michigan anymore. We wanted them to get to the ocean, but they've made it way beyond our expectations. So you can check that on the website, the Muskegon Public Schools website. If you go to my name, underneath my name, there'll be Paddle to the Sea, and you can keep track of all the canoes and where they're going, because the kids are proud, and I'm proud of them. So all the best, and I know our kids will do great wherever they go.
My name is David. I'm in 10th grade. I went here a couple years ago. I had some of the best teachers like Miss Chittenden, Miss Kalo. I had one teacher that was real special to me. I used to be a class clown. I was never a good student until I got into the 4th grade. Mr. Walden, she stayed on my case, so it made me more a better person in high school now. I had some of the best times in McLaughlin. Played basketball. We won the first championship in McLaughlin 2007. That was one of my biggest accomplishments here. I'd always had some of the best grades. Another one of my accomplishments was I came out of McLaughlin with all A's because my teacher stayed on me. I got a lot of, well, not too important, but I got my first kiss. I got into my first fight. I ain't too proud of that. I made some good friends, but a lot of them took the wrong path, so now they're my friends anymore. Going here, I got connected with a church, Bethany. I met Pastor Randy playing basketball. I got connected with church. So now I go to every Saturday a program called Young Lions. Today, I got to meet this man right here. He said he went from McLaughlin 70 years ago. Played baseball, he was the captain of the baseball team. And he said he went to a kindergarten school that looked like pretty much a house. And he said he's proud of his years here, and he's proud of what he did walking up his hall. I'm proud of all the teachers and the students that are still walking here today.
Hello, my name is Robert Beckbed, as you know, and I am here to talk about the school. This school has been educating students for 129 years. Although this is only my third year, I find it to be a good place to learn and for people to get an education. Look at how far our school was. Look at how good our school was then and what it's like today. An education can help you go to college and get a job, so on and so forth. Therefore, our school has changed a whole lot between 1883 and 2012. If you ask me, this is quite an accomplishment we have made here. Look at where we were and where we are today. Remember, we cannot change what happened yesterday or what happened 20 minutes ago, but we can make tomorrow look better than today. If this school was staying open, I would recommend it to anybody who is looking for a school to go to. We started out small and now we are big. We have changed so much over the years. We were all put on this planet for a reason. Most of us here on the top of our hearts because we care about this school and the students who attend it and the staff that teach us. This school is obviously built for a reason, probably to educate students so they can learn what they like to do and to set their minds to their goal now and in their future. A school is a place for children to play during recess and learn during the day.
We would like to thank all of our speakers. We do have one gentleman in the audience that I don't want to overlook, who's sitting directly in front of me, and I didn't know if you wanted to have words this evening.
My memories as a student at McLaughlin School over 70 years ago, and some of the teachers here were Miss Williams, who was our principal. There was Miss Bowden, Miss McDonald, Miss Osborne, Miss Hyton, Miss Capp, who was our spelling and writing teacher. She taught the Palmer method of writing, and each desk had its own inkwell. The subjects were geography, history, arithmetic, reading and writing, and so forth. In third grade, Ike Kepford and I delivered half-pint bottles of milk to the rooms for those who signed up for a week of getting the milk, and it was 25 cents a week. Ike and I got our milk for free for delivering it to the individual rooms. We also were assigned to clean the blackboards, clean the chamois, and the erasers. I always liked Miss Osborne's fourth grade class because she would read from Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn for 5 minutes before starting the class. I was in 2 plays held in the old kindergarten building, which was a separate building from the main building. And of course, the old kindergarten had a stage. In one of the plays, mothers made our costumes of crepe paper with streamers and large silver raindrops. And our song was, "We are little raindrops falling from the sky, singing pitter-patter as we hurry by." We made Prissy Willows wake up from their pillows, and so on. Our second play, I Was a Brownie, and again that was held at Christmas time in the old McLaughlin Kindergarten, which was a separate building, and the words were, "Browners are we, and we come with glee, with a merry skip and hop. We come in the night, the bright moonlight, and the work we never stop." And then we grabbed our stomachs and said, "Ho, ho, 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 ho." And to end it up with, and we said, "And the work we never stop." I hope I'm not boring you. I remember our maypole flag, and that was out in front of the building, and it was beautiful on there, and a real beautiful flagpole, and they would tie ribbons on that of red, white, and blue, and each student would take one of those ribbons and circle that pole until it became a maypole in red and white and blue colors. In fact, I do have a picture of our old baseball team, and some of these people went on to be doctors and lawyers and so forth, and some of them are Ted Larson, Paul Soper, who was a great athlete, and of course Ike Kepford, who was a very good athlete, and of course his brother Harry also went here. My 2 sons also attended this school when we lived at 1433 Gyrock Street, just 2 doors over from the school. And of course they graduated from here and went on to Muskegon High and also the college, and both had their masters from University of Michigan and doing very well. I would like to also say this, that things change and life changes, and you peel it off one layer at a time, and sometimes you cry. The only thing that changes is change itself. And here I am, a 93-year-old former McLaughlin student, and I feel very sad to see this school closed, but I understand why also. And I would like to say this also, I am an old veteran, and I was on 74 landings in the Southwest Pacific on enemy shores. And I'm so glad to be here, and I thank you for listening to me.
What an honor to hear from that went to this school here. At this time, our final words will come from Kellen Reed. Okay, they're going to get counted. Oh, here she is now. I would like to say that a lot of people, well, when we get ready to do our balloon ceremony, there is a card for the children to write information on the back of the card or either fill out a picture or a memory of your time here at McLaughlin, which will be tied to our balloons. And we're hoping that somebody finds your balloon and follow the instructions that are on the card. Just to let a lot of people know that because we're closing, the reason that we're closing is that the K through 12th grade funding was changed. And so Muskegon Public Schools lost $5 million. And so they had to do what they could do to save the school system. And they had to shut down 3 buildings. So it's very important for you to get those cards and to contact your state representatives to let them know that the changes that they made are affecting our K through 12th grade public education.
Thank you. I don't usually use one of these, so if it's extremely loud, I'm sorry. I appreciate everyone gathering today in memory of McLaughlin School and to honor the people who have served our community so well through this school and produced such wonderful children. I work with the kids a lot through the summer. You see them at the catch camps, so we'll still have our time together as a community. But this is a huge change for our children, and I thought it was only right that we take a moment to reflect and think about what we've meant to each other and how to stay a community even when we go to a bigger world. What Ms. Schottky was saying about the canoes really resonated with me, and I think that everyone in here should understand that they have a voice, and it's to be used to benefit all who surround you. And when you don't like what power inflicts on you in change, it's a responsibility to speak back and to be heard. And I hope that that's the beginning of some of that today, because that grows here in McLaughlin. This is a very vocal community. Now we may have to put pen to paper a little bit more, but everybody knows when they don't like $5 million taken out of education. And it's time that we bring that message forward to Lansing. So this is not only a goodbye to our yesterdays, but it's a hello to a future that we can be a greater part of. It doesn't take a huge voice in Muskegon to be a voice. So I thank all of the staff and every graduate from McLaughlin and all of the wonderful children that I've had the time to spend time with here. And thank you all, and I hope you join us in the other room so we can put together a few messages and cast them on the winds of fortune and see what that brings us in support from the outside world. And Ms. Schottky was also right. There's not a child in here who has not been well cared for and ready to move into a bigger world. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to reconvene in our multi-purpose room. The kids, for filling out their cards, they will get a balloon to attach it to for our balloon release. While I'm here, I would like to recognize our superintendent of Muskegon Public Schools, Mr. John Felsky, and our school board member, Cindy Larson. Thank you.
Hurry up, they want to get the picture, sweetie. I don't know where she went. Kathleen, I think she had to leave for something.
Okay, there's going to be 15 different directions. I should going everywhere. Okay. All right. Start getting
You want to talk to it? No?
What you gonna do? You gonna put that on the
How do you feel about the school closing?
Sad?
Yeah. You got any big plans for the summer?
Yeah, I gotta go to some school,
That sounds alright.
and I don't want to.
I'm sure you'll still have some fun.
I just feel bad that McLaughlin is closing, that they took so much money from the kids when the kids are doing so well. And that's about all. I hope we can get the money back to keep the schools open.
In the past years I had some really good teachers, like my 3rd and 4th grade teacher, which she is not here. That was Miss Weaver, and I'm going to miss this school.
Thank you.
We are R.
Hi, this is Jeremy Harris. I have been working at McLaughlin Elementary School for 2 years, and I've been a healthcare assistant here, working with Ms. Jenny Bloom. Sure hate to see this school close. We have one of the greatest community support groups that I've even seen working at a school that I've been in this district. So hopefully one day we'll get the economy flowing again and it can reopen. Great community.
I'll miss this school. I'll miss McLaughlin School, and I hope I'll be treated the same way as I've been treated at McLaughlin School.
Me too. Good luck with that.
When I leave this school and I transfer to another school, I hope I'll be treated the same way.
I hope so too. Good luck.
I was asked to just have us practice a little bit, the Little Red song. So we have a couple students here, Capriana and Sahara, who are going to help us. And those of you who know, please join in. And if those of you who don't know it, just listen. You'll catch on pretty quick. All right, here you go.
People
All right.
Thank
We got grown-ups out here? All right. Got it, Dylan. Can we all lean in? All the grown-ups, please raise your hands.
Somebody let that balloon go.
That's all right, that happens. Hold on to the tight. You ready? Listen, when we're done singing the song, I want you to yell, wake up! As loud as you can, all right? With your biggest voice, so that you can be heard all through the land, all right? Okay. Sing your little rap song.
McLaughlin school rules, and I hate that the government is shutting it down though.
Me too.
Screw you, governor.
Want to say anything?
Good job, Cookie.
Yeah, I can go back. Oh, let me go get that balloon.
No, now, I left my change at home. I can't do this. That's so bad. And you know, and like I said, it's like people have to respect. You have to respect everybody. You know, I have to give. Like I tell my kids, sometimes won't people get to be little kids. One time, part of the keep saying that the just like you don't know. Walk away and come get you.
You know, you never even seen me drive. You have no idea.
I would like to encourage anyone who is involved in the school district or lives in the city and is concerned about the state of the schools to contact their senators and representatives and the governor if they wish to tell them how dissatisfied they are with what's going on with state funding. Actually use the voice you have, and if you'd like to be involved with Parents Have Power, we are on Facebook, and we also show up at different school events with our papers that list for one thing, we have the pledge sheet for if you want to go to Lansing. You can get more information about going to Lansing by signing this one, or you can fill out a letter to a senator or representative that is part of this community, or you can write a letter on your own to the governor and sign it, and we can send it in for you, no postage for on your expense. So I just encourage everyone who wants to be involved to get involved and do it now rather than later. Calling use is for those who are outside of the city, so you don't need to fill around if you live outside. This is our first time.
We will miss this school, and we've been here for a long time, and like we will just miss it and miss all of our friends and teachers.
How do I say goodbye to what we had? Good times that made us laugh, outweigh the bad. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.